This past weekend, or when this video comes out anyway, I played in Tis a Gathering over at Bishop Grot University, run by the ever wonderful Harry Parkhill. It was a fantastic tournament. Obviously, you can see by the title, slightly tongue-in-cheek, I was definitely a winner. In some ways anyway. Let's get into the video. Let's see how I got on at this tournament. If you don't know, Harry runs Entmoot, a very popular podcast and YouTube channel. He's done some fantastic videos recently, so I will link his stuff down below. Also, I played JMac in round 1, so I'll put his stuff down below. Go check them out. Before we head over though, let's talk a little bit about the armies. So, rather foolishly, I decided to paint up 64 hobbits. And at this point, there was maybe a month left. I also had to paint up an evil army. So some terrible decision making on my behalf. I didn't realize also it was a GBL event. So I thought it was just like a hyper friendly thing. So I tried to strip back everything. So the Shire is quite a powerful list. I went to Battle of Bywater to make it slightly more fun with like the traps and stuff rather than the quite oppressive Gandalf's Cart and Lobelia combo. I played the Witch King, but I deliberately didn't put him on a fell beast, no horse, so he had no way to get in, cast magic and get out. He pretty much would walk up, cast magic and then be destroyed. So I didn't set myself in the best stead for this tournament. I think most people would just play normal lists with some odd characters maybe you wouldn't see normally. But when I turned up, sat on the table, 3 Smaugs, just hanging out. Just hanging out. 3 of them sat at the same table. I saw handfuls of Uruk-hai to one side. I saw Ents. I saw Trolls, I saw Riders of Theoden and other variations of riderless Eomer.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit weak.
I was here to have a good time, and at the end of the day, that is the most important thing about this kind of event, and we'll get into it. Let's go into it. Let's go into our first round. Like I said, you could pair up in grudge matches, so I decided to go up against JMac. He's made terrain for me before. I'll flash it up on screen. We've chatted on Discord. Incredible dude. We've wanted to play a game for a while, so finally we managed to do it. He was playing Berserker spam. He was using them as these clansmen. They look incredible. So I went with my Grand Army, so I had Sirith Ungol stuff and then like Shelob and things, and then Witch King and some Morannons basically. I think my evil list is definitely better, but I don't know. I really shouldn't have taken stuff out. Like, I'm already not a great player, so I don't know why I put those hamstrings on myself. Are they enough to slow me down? I won this tournament according to the title. So let's get into game 1. Priority went over to John in the first round, so I'm just going to try and spread stuff out, get stuff into each of the points. We are playing Stake the Claim, I think it's called. I don't actually have the match play guide, which came back to bite me a few times today. I was sort of not realizing some of the ways to get VPs, and yeah, makes it very difficult. Hopefully they do reprint some more of those, because not this game in particular, but there was definitely a few later on where quite painful. So Shelob is going to head over to those ruins, take a little contingent over with her, and see what she can do. He is just going to plow through the middle though, so there's not much space there, which is why I didn't send Shelob straight through. I'm going to send her round instead. So no doubt he's going to try and block it off with some clansmen, and we're going to have a bit of a brawl, which is always a good thing. Basically, we're trying to, each turn we're going to score points, so we want characters around these points. You can see the barrel in the middle, and then we've got one either side, and you can see through the ruins. And on the right there, all the setup that we've got going. So just trying to move into those as quickly as possible. Just pushing forward, trying to hold the line as high as possible, because once he gets past that point, which is going to this turn, it's going to be very difficult for me to fight through for that middle point. I stayed just out of charge range, so I can at least buy myself a turn. Maybe I can get into him next turn and pick the fights. And like I say, Shelob and Shagrat are just going to push their way up, force their way through these ruins, and hopefully pick up a few kills as I can sort of pincer around the sides and close in on him as he's trapped around those tents. But yeah, it's got a lot of people. Following turn then, he calls a move. I call one as well. Just try, like I say, to stop him pouring through that middle, and he unfortunately, or fortunately depending whose side you're on, does win the roll off. As I just mentioned, as soon as he pushed forward over that objective, I knew I was in some trouble. He also manages to get enough up around the side, because only Shelob could get there for me, where he has contested that and actually has the lead on that side. He's got the middle one. Potentially he could get maybe some near The one on the right, I don't think he has enough to take it, but he's already going to be scoring some more points. I'm out of range in the middle one, so he's going to get 2. He's winning on one side, so he's going to get 1, and he's winning on another. So he's going to get, maybe not on that of 1, but he's definitely already scoring points. He takes a very early lead, and he keeps that going for a while. Following turn then, and it's time for the lines to clash. He's going to slam some of his clansmen into my Morannon orcs in the middle. We have got the Witch King to the side, and a couple more Morannons holding the point, able to push up here. You can see on the other side we have got Shelob and some of the Mordor orcs and Shagrat heading around there to try and close that point up. He's just got so many through so early on.
Any heroics? I don't think I'll.
I'm going to call one with Shagrat.
Shagrat?
Yeah.
Where's he?
He's into that guy there.
Oh, fuck. I'm the same fight you do. Or is he 6 now?
6.
Oh, he's 6 now.
Yeah, 6.
Okay. I think I'm just going to 2 higher every time.
Yeah.
I get 6.
I will banner.
Oh my god.
I can't even light. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
I hope you got that in the camera.
Enhance.
What defense are you?
Absolutely mullers me this turn. He clears a load of characters out. He manages to save any that I try and kill. I think this turn he rolled a double 6 to save 2 wounds on a character, which he does a few more times. We'll get into that when it comes up though. It just, yeah, everything seems to be going his way. He's winning every fight. He's killing me. I'm not killing him. It's an absolute slugfest, and he is definitely coming out on top. The fact that he's also got the advantage position-wise now, he's managed to push past the objectives, or the middle objective at least, and he's holding that line. The fact he's winning fights is going to make it even more difficult for me to get round there. Potentially where Gorbag is with the Witch King here, we could maybe get those kills and loop round. It's going to be very difficult as they just seem to be pushed back.
Kyle then?
Yes.
Yeah, the Morannons are actually doing...
Yeah.
They're actually doing alright.
So you can...
Are you going to move?
I will call... I'll call with Gorbag and Shagrat.
And Shagrat?
Yeah. Want some more dice on Sheila.
Do you know what, I might as well do 1 to try and attempt to kill 2 of yours.
Yeah.
But your dice, I think you're due. You're due.
So 1, 2, 3, it's me. I always roll high.
The one time you roll high. Do you want to do Gorbag or the Witch King first?
Let's go Gorbag, yeah. Why not? A 5.
What fight are you?
5.
6. So you could mate it, but it's still a roll off.
Are you the same 5?
He's not a trap because he can.
Yeah, he's probably dead otherwise. I might go.
Do you want to do the honours?
Not really.
So you can't blame me?
But I will.
Hey! Definitely 1.
What's the
First 5.
strength 4? So.
Hey, go on. Any particular?
Yeah, he's fine.
And then Shaggers. Do you want to see if you get the 6?
Come on. You're all your dice in here.
He's got a lot of mates, so you can just...
Hey.
Yeah. Who you hit?
Strength 5.
So you'll be killing... both on 5. Oh, you'll be killing the clansmen on 4s.
Okay. What's he got fate and wounds?
2 wins, 1 fate.
I'll go for him first.
Clansmen.
Yeah.
Unless I get that.
And then I'll go. I'm gonna.
Another wound.
He has exploding 6s, so they're 2 wounds for each 6.
He's dead.
So if you fake one, it won't be 2 wounds over. So
Yeah, but then the other one's
oh yeah, that's what he's Yeah, fair enough. Shagrat put in some work.
So Shagrat does manage to take a kill there. He has been, I think it was on his captain as well. He has been and is the best model for me this whole tournament. He's absolutely been tearing a hole in my enemies. Unfortunately, the rest of the army has really let it down. Shelob's been okay. Witch King has been okay. Goldbag has been awful. But in general, Shagrat has really held his own. At this point then, I am 1 away from breaking as we go into the next turn. Thankfully, I don't have to roll courage this turn, else this game could have been even more of a disaster than it already is. I say even more than I don't know how it could have possibly got worse. Maybe the table gives in, I fall through it or something. It's been an absolute annihilation at the hands of Scottish royalty at this point. The best player in Scotland currently. I know he's going to hate hearing that. I just can't KO anything at this point. I am trying and trying. More double 6s. I think we're up to 3 at this point. It keeps going. There is one more. It's just unbelievable. I win fights. I can't kill anything. He wins fights. He's killing stuff. He's forcing me back. The dice rolls are definitely going his way. But I don't want to attribute that to why he won. I think he played it really well. Positionally, he played it perfectly. Got the fights where he needed to. Some rolls definitely went his way. Take nothing away from him. He has been a absolute stellar opponent. A ton of fun to play anyway.
Yeah, I am going to call the Shagrat. Yeah? So I can, yeah. And then if you get the banner, that's good. Yeah. I get, I'll give 4 high. I've got a 6. So you win enemy. Come on. So force to kill? Yeah. Hey, double 6. And he's going to hit the banner and loop round.
And there it is. You can hear the pain in my laughter. Double 6s again. I just want to kill stuff, man. Shagrat is the only one being able to kill anything, but even he was pushed back by a banner. It's just not my day. And even Shelob has tried to hurl and other things to have a bit more impact, and still no deaths, no kills. It's just been an absolute nightmare for me, this one. But like I say, most importantly, it's been a ton of fun, and I've been waiting to play John for a while. So this was a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this, and can't wait until our next game. And with that then, the game came to a close. All of my orcs decided to run. As you can see, I'm just picking them up here, moving them away as they flee. I am now broken, and I quarter quite quickly at that point. 8+ courage, so I don't think anything sticks around other than like the heroes. And it's just at this point, I say at this point, the game was over already. It was an absolute annihilation. And John wins this one comfortably. I think it was 17-0. I scored absolutely no points. Couldn't get a wound on his leader. There's not really many other ways to score points in this one. A lot of it comes down to the different held objectives and stuff. Positives to take away. The heroes were good, especially Shagrat in this one. Like I say, he was tearing through one side and looked pretty comfortable for most of the game. Don't think he really got wounded. Got a few kills. And like I say, that is something that continues into day 2 and the rest of today. Negatives, the game. Always hated the game. Just ridiculous. Dice rolling. John himself. I'm joking. It was like I say, fantastic game. And hopefully I can get back to the table and play John again very soon. Now, unfortunately, heading into these matches, as I set up, we started playing and I didn't really get recording. And then at that point, so much of the game's gone. I'm like, is there much point now? There's just so much to... Because we've got 2 armies, one of mine are hobbits. I've got so much deployment and so much other stuff. So these next 2 games, I'm just going to briefly talk over as we play. It was the hobbits versus the Dragon Emperor. So yeah, you can probably guess what happened. The Dragon Emperor just chewed through hobbits. There was a really few weird turns where instead of engaging, he was just backing up. So my hobbits were moving up I really wish I'd recorded the game because it was like the hobbits marching forward menacingly and the Dragon Emperor retreating. Some of his bows were hid on the towers around, and the hobbits were just looking like the absolute dominant force. I'd never played against a Dragon Emperor before, and I hope to God I don't again. Absolute monstrous thing. He was rolling like 9 dice to kill stuff. It's just unbelievable, just chewing through my hobbits. It was a ton of fun though. I finally got him to the table. Unfortunately, the traps didn't really do much, as Brogir, I think that was his name, the one that uses magic, he was using Tremor just to wipe out tons of hobbits at a turn. So it was just an absolute nightmare. But I did get to play my hobbits, which is why I brought them. I've been waiting a while to play these, so it was just satisfying to get them on the table. I really didn't expect anything from this match, and it's a good job I didn't. Next up then, I played Adam. Lovely opponent. I would happily play him every round of a tournament. He was offering me advice where he thinks maybe I could do something slightly different. Massively appreciated. It was just a ton of fun chatting back and forth. We just had a good time. The game obviously hasn't gone well for me. The Witch King was eventually banished by Gandalf. Obviously it did take a while, turn after turn, just grinding my will down. Slowly he got there, and eventually he did get there. I tried to spend as much as possible to keep it around for as long as possible, which worked to my benefit, but he used things like Angbor, making his clansmen fearless so he could just keep tying the Witch King down, draining him more will, because when obviously I'm in battle, I lose a will each turn. Casting each turn, I was just losing so many resources, and he played it perfectly. Again, knows exactly what he was doing with Gandalf and the combination of fearless stuff, just pinning down the Witch King. Again, Shelob was quite impactful in this one, managed to take one of their points and just kill a few things before Gandalf had to come over and clean it up. I think I made a massive mistake with Shagrat in this one. I sent him right, but instead of just going straight over the water, I sent him over the bridge and round, which I thought would save time, but the amount of turns it took to get back into the combat, the game was almost over, and that was such a massive mistake. Once Shagrat got into combat again, he was just absolutely wiping stuff out. But because I'd sent him so far out and then had to come back in and get into combat, I wasted so many turns. And I think I only realised this in my final game, but that was the biggest thing I took away from this tournament. I always, and this goes for anything, I always use my models in their warbands and then almost try and take 3 spots at once, when maybe focusing on 2 and then maybe spreading out and defending others makes more sense. Sometimes I have warbands just have no impact, and I think this game and a few others really drove that home for me. So whilst maybe not doing too well in victory points, I definitely learned a lot from this tournament, and I think that's part of the reason why I consider myself a winner for this one. I had so much fun in all of my games. It was just an incredible weekend of hobbying and playing the game and playing these ridiculous armies like the Hobbits. I got to use them 3 times, and it was just so much fun. It's what Middle Earth is about for me. And whilst you might not agree, I was the real winner of this tournament. It definitely felt like it. Definitely not victory-wise. It didn't feel like it like that. To give you some idea, when it came to the wooden spoon, I was sweating. I did not want to go up for that. I was so worried I was going to have to add another wooden spoon. I've already got 1. I don't want to get another one from this game. Burned enough of them. I just please don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Let's see how we get on in day 2. As you can see, we're on a beautiful map here. I actually was very inspired by this. I'm going to try and build something myself very similar. It's just such a cool idea. It's very wide open. I would put a lot more ruins and things to break it up. As I think shooting armies would be insane on this. I think cavalry armies would be insane. There's sort of no bottlenecks where you can trap them and stuff like that. Thankfully, he has neither. Can't quite remember my opponent's name. He was a lovely opponent. Absolutely loved this game again. We just had a ton of fun. A load of laughs, a load of silly moments. He is playing Mouth of Sauron with a load of orcs and troll chieftains and stuff. I am again playing the Hobbits. The aim for this one is to pick up those little objective markers and move them to your opponent's side to score points. Now this is one where the match play guide would have really helped me. I didn't realize getting over the middle would mean you get victory points. So I can't remember the final score. I don't know if it would have made any difference. Maybe got a tie or a win. But I could have definitely got 3 of mine over the middle. So I don't think it would have been enough because you don't get full points. You need to get them into the corners to score them. And he would have definitely done that. He would have got both of his because I would have put... So basically, Farmer Maggot can... You know what? We'll get into it. So we both set up and we're trying to, like I say, move to your opponent's side with these items. I have no idea how I'm going to deal with these trolls. I think just trying to get a hobbit into them a turn or something like that. I'm setting up my traps here. I'm setting up my flowers. This was a very difficult decision on where to put them. There was a few maps where I just wasn't sure. I maybe set them back too far and they never got into use. The final game, I set the flowers way too far away, and where we were fighting, they weren't even an impact. So I think there's a lot to learn sort of placing things like this. And like I say, this tournament has been incredible for experience for me. As we move here, I'll just explain what the plan is. You can sort of see I'm moving to the left. Obviously, his trolls are on the other side. So I'm going to get all of my characters, march every turn, as you can see here, moving quite far. And we're going to swing around the left-hand side, fight that contingent of orcs with my whole army, and hopefully not have to deal with the trolls too much. Now, does that go to plan? In ways. We definitely make it some distance, but they do very quickly close in on me.
I'll just roll and then pick some guys again.
Are they on 3?
3's on.
Yeah. How's it going?
You let me play evil.
That's good.
Unless it's going further.
I'm being shot by hobbits.
Funny hobbits.
Yeah, curse those hobbits.
6s. You can move all the cop dice.
Oh, thank you. Just one.
Cool. Which one do you want, Luke?
This guy.
So we do see a single orc drop there from the power of the Shire bows. They were very effective in the Easterling game I played earlier. Managed to pick a few off, like I say, off those towers to the point where he stopped putting them up there. So that's quite nice. Definitely got some use out of them. Didn't really get the throw stones going off very often, which is unfortunate.
I think that's the movement.
Yeah.
I think we have some fighting now.
Yeah. Too much fighting now.
Arguably.
Yeah. Any heroic?
I do have a hero in combat, but he's out of my space.
Okay.
But he's transfixed at least. So.
Yeah.
That's not
I'm gonna pull one with Pippin.
So with Pippin.
Yeah, we'll go there first.
We fight 4, so you got the fight value. I'll set your bar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to shield, unsurprisingly. I got a 6.
Okay.
Banner? You must have a banner somewhere.
Banner is
So you got Rosie's a banner.
Banner's here, so we're going to do... Oh, just, yeah. Oh, banner first then.
I just assume there's enough individual characters and banner effects that everyone's under some sort of buff.
I am going to spend as much money. This was 6. Pippin can reroll any failed wounds, so I'm going to reroll his failed. Those 2 first. No.
So close.
Yeah, and then
For the,
I'll roll his separately, so I know which are his.
Rerolling failed wounds?
Rerolling failed wounds. No, he is alive.
Oh god.
To say my dice were against me this weekend would be an understatement. There's a game later on where I roll... I'll get into it when we get there, but I think it's something like 14 dice needing a 4. 10 dice needing a 4. No, it's definitely... I think it's like 14 dice needing a 4, 5, something like that, and I roll 1 or none. It's just... It's just not fair. My poor little hobbits. I think this turn in particular there's a few big mistakes I make. So charging Merry into the troll is the first one. I completely forget that monsters get these special abilities, and he decides to pick Merry up and throw him. So if he gets a wound on him, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I have to spend a load of stuff to keep him alive, but also he's going to be knocked prone. He's going to potentially KO another hobbit. It's just all going wrong.
Models in combat are also knocked prone. Looking for 6s. 6s, rerolling 1s, is it poison?
Yeah.
If you want.
Oh, thank you. I think I have got some, yeah.
And then we'll see if mine or your guy dies.
Yeah.
So strength 6
Thank
is
you.
so.
Oh yeah, you might as well roll 2 of the
3 on yours, yeah,
Yeah,
and,
he's
a,
got-
and a 4 on mine. 7 goes. So they both die.
This turn feels rough. However, watch this. How has that even happened? You'll notice there's so few highlights from my gameplay that I'm now resorting to celebrating where dice land. This turn it's just painful. I'm rolling the same amount of dice as my opponent, if not more, obviously having the numbers. And I have a banner on everything. He doesn't have a banner over here, and I still manage to lose every fight. He's just forcing me back, again, just pushing my numbers back. I can't get into anything. It's just slowly the hobbits fall, and as he pushes further and further up, you can see the trolls one side, you can see the contingent carrying that barrel. It's just all going wrong for the hobbits. Their numbers aren't enough against trolls. What can we do against trolls? They're just going to throw us, they're going to barge us, they're going to just... And they do. They just continue to take the targets they want, just smash through my hobbits. And Pippin and Sam are in a ton of fights this game, and they can't really seem to get anything through. They're against Taskmaster a few times. It's just an absolute slugfest, and the hobbits are coming out worse.
I'm going to charge the hobbit, and on the way in, I'm going to try and use my throwing weapon.
Okay.
On a 5.
Nice.
It's strength 1.
Okay.
I need a 5.
So what does that do?
It's a wound. It's a throwing weapon
Sam.
on this guy.
Oh, this guy. So he's gone. That's one hell of a way to go.
Killed a hobbit with a whip on the way in.
And there it is. The hobbit's getting whipped into shape, and my giant elbow in the way of most of these shots. I can't play the game professionally. I can't film the game professionally. It's all falling apart. Thankfully, I had, like I say, a fantastic opponent, and it was all played in the right spirit. We both had a ton of fun. There's a few big moments that made us laugh. Hobbit being whipped, dice landing where they shouldn't, and just some ridiculous moments where this game really shines. It's those smaller moments like hurling Merry, whipping a hobbit to death as he charges in. I can't quite remember the score on this one, but it was a loss. I think it was something like 12-3 maybe, something like that. It was enough of a deficit, which it just felt pretty rough. You'll see in the bottom corner here, you can see one of my hobbits. I think that is Farmer Maggot jumps out of here, because I think if I can stop him putting his objective into the area, I'm going to stop points. But actually, just being in my half, he scores points, and I'd be much better dropping Farmer Maggot coming through that door or the well or something, just to thin out his ranks here, so I can get all of mine. Potentially, I could get them into the corner if I bring Farmer Maggot in now. I can get a load of kills, a load of characters just to dive in, and potentially would be enough to win that one. It's difficult to say. I keep seeing the match play guide listed on eBay for like £40-45, but it's just, I'm not paying like over double what it's worth, just because some guys brought like 3 or 4 of them to sell. And again, I think just playing this game more, I'm really getting into it. I'm going to attend a ton more tournaments, just playing more. I'm going to remember these things, remember scenarios, remember rules. Because playing the Hobbits was an absolute nightmare as well. There's so many special rules, so many characters, so many might, will, fate, wounds to keep track of. It was an absolute monster to keep track of. As you can see, the Hobbits are starting to fail now, and we are seeing plenty of our Shire brethren fall. Moving into game 5 then, and it is on the same board, unfortunately for you guys. Like I said, gorgeous board though, so thankfully it was on this one. But it is cavalry, and like I've mentioned, I've got nowhere where I can sort of tunnel them. They are just going to get to reign supreme. They're going to get to charge where they want. They're going to get to wrap round. The only thing I can do is just march forward. Just charge forward as quick as possible. Hold the line, but he's just going to crash into it whenever he wants, and he's going to get as many kills as the dice allow him. So I'm sort of at the mercy of the dice gods for this first turn. Depending how bad it goes, probably will let you know how this game is going to go. Now, Shelob here is moved to the side and within charge range. I don't mind if he charges a couple into Shelob this turn. I've got 2 dice because they are men, so she gains a bonus. And then the following turn, I could get a load of stuff into them if they do. Now, he cleverly doesn't take the bait. He repositions his line. I have to move again. And I think one of my biggest mistakes here is not getting aggressive enough with Shelob. I sort of sit back and wait for him to hit my line, then get Shelob in. And by that point, she's not as effective. I will talk a little bit about that as it comes up. But again, fantastic opponent. This was maybe one of my favorite games of the day, if not the favorite. I should say maybe other than the last round, as I played a good friend of the channel and good friend of mine, Joe. I got into this game originally in college with him, and we played for like a year, and then we got back into it more recently together. We attended a few tournaments, so that was really cool that we could get that grudge match in to finish the day off. Again, this one was absolutely fantastic, and Darren was a pleasure to play against.
Such as it is. So 4 of them moved, 1 of them didn't. And I think I'm just going to go into these spinning here. So that didn't move, misses. And the guys that did, 1 hits, 5. Shooting the shit so far. And that's it. So,
Fights, yeah.
death!
Yeah.
So everyone's going into combat. Well, okay, Cameron isn't. I couldn't get him in, so I positioned like a swat. The other 3 are.
Yeah.
Well, you've got the objective. We will start with.
The thing is, my shooting is so far
There's 2. I'll get a 4.
This feels a little bit like the scenario where
We'll Gambling Banner.
things in the middle. If you've got
Then
the
we will
speed
spend the
and
points right.
Yeah, fair enough. Can I ban it before you do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll ban it at 1.
And then Gambling's Banner on a 6, I get the mic back. I've not rolled that once. Okay, so then strength 5 on the charge, so we 4 zing into the shield. So first strike, he's dead. Second strike,
Helmets do more damage than anything.
I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do this.
Get him out there, so
I'm going to go in on those 2.
Okay.
Theoden pushes through the line here, so he gets a few kills and then goes into a couple more. A little risky, because if I somehow manage to get round him now, he is going to be trapped. But unfortunately, he just mows through. And at the end of turn 1, he is already, I think, it's either 12, somewhere between 12 and 15 casualties within the first turn, which is not far from breaking me, which is, I say first turn, the first time our lines clash. It was absolutely devastating. And it didn't get any better as the game went on.
Burnley spent 1, 2, Mary spent 1, Theoden spent 1. So, I think I don't need her. I just got a gambling, and then I'll roll the dice to see if I get that.
Oh, nice.
That's the second. I said it's not happened at all.
Yeah.
Now it's okay, so I'm calling move, and you will presumably count.
Yeah. I'm just going to call with you.
What's that about? Whoa, steady on with those.
I think this is pretty much.
This one's gonna get.
Yeah.
So on 2 again.
Now, change dice now.
You too, man.
6 with the Denmark. Yeah, bring it in there.
So he gets it to...
Now at this point, I get priority and I pick all the fights I want. I get Shagrat into Theoden, which I win on fight value. I get Witch King and some other fellas into Eomer, so he's trapped. I move my line forward. I get Shelob ready. I get all of the fights I want here. I managed to close lines. I managed to close gaps so he can't sneak through. I am very happy with this turn, regardless if he charges me, regardless if he gets more characters into fights. I think I have the advantage on most of these, and if I win them, I should be wounding, if not killing, his characters. Now, you will see that that doesn't really go my way.
Heroics then.
Yes.
Scarily. I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it. So, Theoden will go strike.
Yep. I will also call a strike.
See if I get mine for 3.
I'm feeling
Come on.
falsely good.
A
big one.
Then.
fights in?
5. Same as you, right?
Yeah.
It's whether you want to give it, whether you want it.
And that is all I'm going to pull. Or is it? Wait a minute.
Do you have like a
I'm
remote?
going to put strike there, yeah?
Yeah, I will also.
Do you want to do it?
See if I get it back. Ah! Okay, and that's it. So, anything else from you? Anything from Gorbag?
How many miters Eowyn got that from? I'm going to call
I think you
Gorbag.
call it, yeah. Right, she's out of band range as well, which is stupid. So, that's it, she's done. Okay, so I also feel strike, obviously. So, structure strike, where would you like to go first?
Let's work our way from over here. Let's see what's going on.
Now, as we roll off for some of these smaller fights, there are kills both sides. I managed to thin out some numbers on his, kill a few of the characters on horses. He kills a few on mine, but obviously he's already killed quite a few. So I'm at the point where I'm almost breaking here, which is not good as stuff is just going to flee. I do, like I say, take a few of his out, but not enough to make a real dent. And this is the turn where I think I make the biggest mistake. I'm clearing out a few of the horses on this side. Shelob at this point should dive over that throne into Eomer, should dive over the throne into some horses. Because if he surrounds Shelob, I can always tag them off. I forget that she can go over things and she just stays here. Like you can see, she did nothing this turn. The following turn she at least fights, but it's not good enough. It's too slow. I need to be more aggressive when I'm this far behind with such a powerful character. And I think that was one of my like I've already mentioned, one of my biggest faults. Thankfully I recorded them, so I can sort of look back at them and sort of take something from them at least, which is good.
It's strength 3. Do you want to roll it?
No, I think it's
Come on!
That's not a good sign. Hey,
5-9. Okay.
that's better than nothing.
So,
I've got the Witch King on the whites.
set your bar.
Yeah.
You need a 3 so far. You need a fucking, and he's dead.
Jesus.
He's dead. Whoa.
So I've got. Is that right? 5? Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. You don't struggle.
So I just roll these twice, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
my.
Excellent. He
Is that 5?
is defense 7, so you need 6s if you're strength 4
Okay.
or below.
Okay.
So 6s.
Yeah, 6s. So.
Feels like it. Feels like everything.
It's 5. It's an
I
army.
don't think I have any shots to get it into this
I'm going to do these two into the horse.
Did you want to move on to?
So 3s on 5s.
5.
Okay.
And then the Witch King
No,
will...
because I don't
I'll go
really
for
want
the
the
horse.
barge. I don't really want the I'm happy with. I don't really know because I'm not sure whether he's going to do a heroic.
That is awful.
At the moment,
I'm not sorry. I'd like to say I'm sorry because I'm polite, but I'm not at all. That was fantastic.
like a bit like that.
Two Gorbag.
So you charge there now, and then I can't charge with 2. So the riders get 6.
We need to strike.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's all right. Keep going.
Again.
Do the other one first.
Okay, so I win.
So you've got it, yeah.
Unfortunately, that means. So he's defense.
Let's call him the Lord Elring.
So 5s from the Royal Guards, which will be 4 from each. 4 from each category. So first guy gets 1 wound. Second guy is 3. Oh shit.
3 wounds.
Oh, okay, no, it's fine. They've changed the rule now. So this scenario has a time of heroes. If you kill a hero, in the old rules, your hero had to kill a hero to get a life back. In these rules, if your hero is involved in a fight and a hero dies, you get a life back.
3 wounds.
So 3 wounds, and that's before Durnow strikes. So I almost feel like you have to kill. I almost want you to kill Theoden now because you had such a terrible turn. So Theoden, you charge me, and then I can't charge with that one guy there. Theoden, strike. We'll do it first this time. I remember. I can't beat you. You start higher. Okay, then I'll set you a bar. So Theoden gets a 6.
Okay.
You've got 3 might left, so...
Yeah.
I'm not trapped, so I'll back away. He's only got... you want to hit the back guy, right?
What's the defense on?
So it's defense 7, so it's 5, so it's strength 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 5. The horse is also armored, so defense 5, so 4's the horse.
Barge them in a way where you can get into combat with the
And he's got 1 fate, 2 wounds.
I'll go for 3.
Is that
Do you want that one on?
No, there's no way I can do it. Is he your leader? Yeah.
he's my leader, he's only got 1 might left, he's only got 1 fate, so I think I'm bringing on third and is 1 might, but I don't know. He's just lost contacts.
Sticking with my two-handed plan.
I am going to spend it, yeah.
Yeah, I did as well.
So you use the fate. Of course I'll fit. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're all good. It's not your fault.
I don't even know what to say. It was absolutely crushing. I was still laughing, still having a good time, but Eomer should at least be wounded. He should have at least taken a good chunk of wounds. More than likely, he should be dead. I needed 5s on like 10 dice. I should have got some of them. He should have definitely been wounded at the very least. And then this actually happens, I think 2 more turns of me trapping him, or I transfix in 1 turn. And I still can't get the kill. I don't even think I wound him at any point. So that amount of dice, it was absolutely crippling. I needed moments like that to go my way. And statistically they should have, but they didn't. And Darren took full advantage. He made a good few moves. I think the turn where he skirted his horses back instead of getting aggressive with them was a fantastic decision. And he's reaping the rewards now. He is clearing through my lines, taking the important fights, and I am all but dwindling here.
I think I've all but lost, but I'm going to call one with Shagrat. He's going to go out in a blaze of glory with combat.
Absolutely not. Okay, well in that case...
Hold on, I'm going to ready my party popper in case he does come out. I've not had a chance to use it, so... Party popper is on the table.
I'm going to be really cruel. If he doesn't win this fight, I'm going to cut him.
Where do you want to go first? Do you want to do
Shagrat's heroic.
Do you want to do
Double 6.
Get your party popper going.
Yeah, I'm going to get ready. One of these are going to be
The game
used.
is broken.
Wait, I've got a banner. Why did you say that? Oh my god.
In a way,
The party popper adds so much more.
Oh no, 2 riders as well.
Shagrat loses a fight to some riders. Absolutely crushing. I had the banner, I had the dice, I have the fight value. You heard there. Basically, I set up my party popper to set off if I won it, and I called a combat, so I wasted might. At that point, I needed some things to go my way to get back into this one. I needed to kill those characters, which I think I would have if I won. But I also need to win first. Like I said, Darren was a fantastic opponent. Hopefully play him again at some upcoming tournaments. Just absolutely one of the, even though I was absolutely crushed, again, one of the funnest matches of this weekend. So thank you to him. But there's, like I say, watching this battle, there's a lot to take away. There was some, obviously the roles, it's very difficult to say, but Shelob wasn't as effective as she should have been. She does manage to get a few kills at the end, but it's just too little too late. I do manage to jump over the throne into Theoden though, and I one-shot Theoden, so probably gives you some idea what I should have been doing with her. It was just all a little too late, I think. And at this point, you can probably work out I am 0-5. Not that anyone's keeping track. Personally, I'm not. If you are, that's fine. That's fine. Game 6. Here we go then, a grudge match with Joe. Finally, we did put this down. I ended up grudge matching John instead, but there was an option to do a grudge match as your final match. Finally getting to play Joe at this tournament. We did play some games, or I played like 1 just to refresh our rules and stuff heading into this one. Starting off, that mummock in my ploy zone is absolutely crippling. It does mean it splits my army and then I have to go 2 separate ways, but also I have to call 2 separate marches, which as we go on, you'll see absolutely drains me of might. By the time our lines sort of clash and we hit the middle, I am entirely out of might. I think I saved 1 of the 10 I have, so it's not good. Coming up is maybe my favorite moment of this tournament, and well, let's cut in and have a listen to what we've got to say.
Stand up and move this guy. I don't know where I put what, so. That's
Is he prone again?
I think so. Got a 2+, suffer strength 1's prone and caught in the snare.
That stays.
Yeah, so you have to roll the d6.
No.
No, it's on your turn. If the roll is equal to or less than their strength, they're free.
He never gets through. He is there the rest of this game. I think maybe the final turn he stands up, but he doesn't see any action. He is caught in that snare trap. And regardless of the result of this match, that cannot be taken away from the Hobbits. And it's those kind of mind games which might give me an edge in this one. Now coming up, I have to decide where I want Farmer Maggot to come from. This is pretty big. I could either go for the tower, which he's been moving along with the troll. This was a rule we added. We said he could move it off the troll's movement. So it makes sense. We see him moved in the movies. It added some cool stuff to the game. It meant he got his crossbows in action. It's always like rule of cool over everything else. So I decide, you can see on the right hand side, that is a bomb coming towards my hobbits. Now before the tournament, me and my friend joked how many he could take out with a bomb. And his estimate was 30, so I didn't really want that to happen. So I am going to ambush Farmer Maggot behind them and try and take out the Flaming Brand Berserker before it can do that. Let's jump into it and see how we get on.
They just jump out there, don't they? They can't charge, right?
No, they can't charge. I'm going to bring him out of this. As long as they're not within 1 of you, I'll make a line of them right here.
Space button there. Space button there.
Oh, I don't know, good idea. Do them in there and they just climb up the ladder and start. Is that better? So they can't charge, but I can throw their stones. Throw some stones. So strength 1, range 8. 9 stones coming your way. 9 of the finest stones.
Okay, he is.
Who are you hitting? I'm gonna go. How does the bomb work? Does he need to set it up?
Yeah, only
I'm going on to it.
He's 6+ for his
Hold on. Hold on there, just in case. So we need 3 pluses. 4. It's not bad. Strength 1 though. Defense. 5, but 6 at range. 6 by 4 then. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't throw 1 for him. I'm just going to roll 1 for him as well. So it does hit 6 by... No. For 2, so I need 4s. Dead early. No.
Him tags both these 2 here.
Oh. I get to roll a 6.
Mature pop there. If he had rolled that 6, I would have been absolutely crushed. We do manage to take him out, meaning there is going to be no bomb in this one. Obviously, having to gather 60 hobbits in the middle with a bomb on the table is a little worrying. So we did manage to take that out, and that is actually massive. It takes away a big threat of his. Obviously, like I say, having to gather around one spot makes the bomb a lot easier to get off, a lot easier to catch more people in it. So I do wonder how many he could actually capture in this type of game type. So we do see Pippin join Farmer Maggot on the side there. Just going to try and hold the line, slow down his Uruk-hai. As long as I can keep Uruk-hai away from the middle, I can have more hobbits in the fights and hopefully win those fights. Lucky for me, a mix of good priority rolls and might leads to me getting to the center. I now just have to hold it. On the left, his captain was being scolded by Lobelia, which is one of my favourite abilities in this army. But finally, it does get into play over the next few turns. I have to overstep with Lobelia this turn, and his crossbows make me pay. He manages to take her out, and I think if I could keep her around, I could definitely fix some things coming up where a few mistakes are made. Once his troll and leader get in with pikes, hobbits very quickly start to fall. His leader kills 4 hobbits this turn alone, chewing through the middle, creating some space for the rest of his Uruk-hai to get in. I do trap his leader a couple of turns in a row, but don't manage to wound him. Or maybe I get one on him in the end. He just run low on some stats.
We've got to roll the thing, yeah. No, that guy. The guy next to him.
Oh, so he can't move that guy.
Yeah, I think he's within 6.
Okay. Oh, we need to... Am I broken?
Oh, we broke.
No, I don't know.
So 9,
3 more and I'm broken.
yeah.
I could have done with breaking.
Yeah, I think you'd have won.
Yeah.
If it ended.
Yeah.
So he's transfixed, then you got one.
Then the other guy, he's fine. So
priority.
yeah, this is a big one. Come on.
This guy being transfixed is massive. Just him being stuck there is bad, because if he can kill him and take the artifact, he's going to tie up the game. The fact he can't run away and escape means I am in a lot of trouble here. Even more so that I make a massive mistake here and don't close the gaps. I could easily move Paladin in front of him and sacrifice a hero, which would have won me the game. And it's kind of crippling, but let's see what happens. Maybe the Hobbit can fight back the Uruk-hai and we can still win the day.
Captain on.
Yeah.
Was the end of, it says March on the end. Is that at the end of the...
Yeah, so we'll roll 1, 2 at the end.
4 can do it.
Hold on. Oh, I've got Rosie there, so I can banner it.
Oh, I'm going to fight there.
Yeah.
2
You
wounds
got
against
him.
red
Yeah.
fire,
Do you take that when you kill him? I think you do, don't you?
Past Andrew, he does indeed pass on the artifact, which swings a game from 12-6 to 9-9. What an incredible end to a game. It's been a fantastic weekend, a fantastic game. If you're able to get over to one of Harry's tournaments, fun and hobby are always at the forefront of them. The community is incredible at these events, and it's an emphasis on the right things about the game, the theme, the world, the fun, the hobby, all of the good stuff, which is why we all play this game.